All right, everybody, it's Norman Carter, the 8 Women's Director for Flag Football World Championship Tour. I'm here to discuss the forum that was on the Football Players Association's lounge Facebook page. I'm only going to address some of the things that were brought up about me. I don't run this tournament. I don't organize this tournament. What I do is I take care of the 8 women's division for this tournament. So I don't get to make the decisions, but I do have a voice in some of the decisions that are made when I'm asked. I was asked not even to make this video, don't address it because people don't care about facts. I disagree. I believe that majority of those people in that room care about facts. But I also agree that some of those people have been misled on some of the things that they have been told, most of which have not come from me. So I'm gonna just go through it real quick. I'm not trying to hold y'all. And like I said, I'm not gonna put any feelings into this. I'm just gonna address what was said by whom and address it from my point of view. And you guys can take it and run with it, whatever. But for me to continue to let people say something about me and what I've done or what I haven't done or whatever, and me not address it, even though I don't like addressing stuff on social media like that, you know, it gets old. And at some point, anybody's going to get tired of someone, you know, telling alternate facts about them online. So and I'm only going to mention people who mention me directly. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. All I'm doing is referencing information that was referenced about me directly, either by name or either by my position as a director. So at the 13-minute and 50-second mark, right around that area, Rick of Black Mamba stated that knowing the track record of this director, the fields will probably be 80 yards. You know, it's disappointing because from the moment that I became a director for USFTL, the first thing that I fought for was to make sure every one of our games were on 100-yard fields. And anyone can go back and look to see that every one of our games since I was the director with USFTL was 100-yard fields. And I think that was 4 or 5 years worth of being a director there. But Rick did accurately state that when Black Mambas came to Los Angeles, the field was 80 yards. That is accurate. Unfortunately, I wasn't aware, just like he wasn't, that the fields were going to be 80 yards. So I was disappointed at that, and I voiced my opinion on it. As a director, maybe I should have known or asked, are the fields 80 yards? But in my mind, I don't think that they would be 80 yards, because why would they be 80 yards? Other than that, that's the only tournament that I have been a director at, excuse me, in which the fields were 80 yards. So if one tournament that I didn't have knowledge about is my track record, out of the other tournaments that I've done, I can't, you know, there's nothing I can say about that. I just want to state that fact. And as I'll say with anything, I challenge anyone to dispute the facts that I'm putting on here, because I'm not going to put opinions and feelings. I'm just going to put facts on here. All right. At the 14-minute and 13-second mark, somewhere around that, Stanley Cho asked, was the change of the field location announced by Norman? Toast said yes, it was, and he broke it down that I sent it in an email. He said I sent it late, but he said I sent it in an email. A lot of the other players or coaches at the table were not aware of that email, and the reason why they were not aware of that email is because they were not the registered email account that registered their team for the tournament. So yes, they would not have gotten an email from me because the email was sent to the email account that was registered for the team's tournament. Toast email account was registered for the team's tournament. Aaron, and I'm making an assumption here, but Aaron got the information from my email and posted it on Facebook, which makes sense because his Facebook post came out shortly after I sent out the email. Toast also stated that I told him, because Toast did reply to me, unlike others, Toast did reply to me and say, yo, you know, why the change? Why did the change happen? Well, I told Toast the same information I was given about the change, or the women playing there, because it really wasn't a change. They were never assigned there, but the women playing at Celebration was because it's a rotation that they decided to use. Somebody had to move over there. The women got to play, played on site last year, and it's a rotation. I don't make the rules. I don't make this. But I abide by them after I've asked for an adequate explanation, so I can explain it to anyone who asks me. That's all I can do. Now, Toast also, no, I'm sorry, excuse me. Stanley Cho also stated that your director needs to fight for you. So I asked Cho to show me some information or proof of the fact that I don't fight for the women's division. As a matter of fact, from the day one that I took over being a director for USFTL, that's all I have done is fought for the women's division. All I have done is promote the women's division. So I'd like to figure out, how do you know that I didn't fight for the women's division? I'd like to remind everybody that last year, when I believe 80, 90, or maybe all of the pro division were going to play with the USFTL. Something else I'll address about that as well, but we're going to play with the USFTL. So they weren't supporting Flag Football World Tour. I was still director of the 8 women for Flag Football World Tour. The tournament was still going to happen, and I was going to be directing the teams that showed up. I don't get paid bonuses for more teams. So it's not my tournament. I don't have to promote, we need you guys to come to us, you need you guys to come to us. Only thing I ever told anyone who told me they were going there to USFTL was that you have to do what's best for your team. And I challenge anyone to come and say that I said otherwise. So while I'm piggybacking on that, we're gonna jump to sorry. I lost my spot. I'm just staying in order. I'm gonna come back to that. But anyway, all right, sorry about that. I got a phone call that jumped in. I think I'm leaving off exactly where I'm starting off exactly where I left off at. Anyway, Toast confirmed that I sent the email, and I told him I sent the email out to everyone as soon as I got the information. So I didn't hold on to the information. As soon as I got the information, I created a distribution list for all of the email accounts that registered for the tournament. I put that information in the email and I sent it out. So I got it out as quickly as I got it. At the 17-minute and 5-second mark, Cho again stated that the director should fight for the 8 women's division. Again, I say, where do you show that I haven't fought for it? Just because you're not in the behind the scenes communications doesn't mean they don't happen. I don't have a problem with Cho. I don't know why Cho has a problem with me or why he's attacking me, but I'm just going to address the facts. All right. At the 1808 mark, again, Cho said it's contradicting for me to not know, but then to give an answer. And what that was in reference to is me. What he did is he got the words twisted, I think, because what that was in reference to is Toast telling him the explanation that I was given why the women were playing at Celebration Field. And Cho said, well, how you gonna tell you why if he didn't know nothing about it? Never said I didn't know anything about why. I found out about us being assigned to Celebration, and I got the reason why. So when Toast replied to me on the email, I gave him that information. So there's nothing contradicting about it. It happened when it happened. Again, I don't know why Cho's coming after me. Again, at the 23:21 mark, Cho again stated, director not fighting for the department. Again, I don't know why Cho's coming after me. At the 34-minute 19-second mark, someone made a statement. I'm not sure if it was Lauren, so I don't want to say who it was because it kind of went around the table and I'm not sure if you were talking about me or Flag Football World Tour, but of us promoting a certain type of women players. And someone also mentioned it's up to the director to promote a certain type of women players. Well, I disagree. The director is not responsible for the marketing of the Flag Football World Championship Tours tournaments. We don't create the marketing campaigns. We don't disseminate. We don't do anything with them. We share them when they're sent to us. So I don't know how a director is responsible for another tournament's marketing campaign. But I will state, just in case it was referred to my tournaments or my events, I do take pictures and promote a certain type of women for my tournaments. In my tournaments, I do have an 8-on-8 tournament that I run every year, and actually I have another one that I'm be running in Puerto Rico. So I do promote 8 women. Now, the certain type of women that I promote are the ones that reply to me and say they want to be a part of my marketing, because most of the time, and there's a couple of coaches at the table, they'll tell you they'll back this up. I ask the coaches to send me someone to represent your team so I can use pictures of them in future marketing. Anybody who's been a part of the women's the women's 8 women for the last 5 or 6 years knows that I do that just about every year. So those are the women that I promote. And I don't use photos that somebody else takes. I'm a photographer by profession. That's how I make my living. So I don't copyright anybody else's stuff. I use my stuff, either the photos that I take or the photos of a photographer that I've hired to take the photos for me. So yeah, those are the type of women that I use on my marketing. Those are the ones that come to my events and take pictures under my request. So I'm not sure if that was directed at me, but I wanted to address it. At the 43:21 minute mark, there was a statement made. Again, I don't want to use it wrong. I think it was Lauren L. Boogie, but said there was no pictures taken of the Lady Dolphins and Black Mambas championship game. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember the Black Mambas championship game with Lady Dolphins. My first championship game with Black Mambas as a director was against Most Wanted when it went into 3 or 4 overtimes. It was the longest game in the world, and it went to 3 or 4 overtimes. That was my first year as a director for USFTL. If it happened before I was a director, I don't know anything about it. But again, I challenge you to bring up the date that it happened so I can tell you where I was. But the statement that I was at some C or D division, I don't know where that came from. I'm not going to call anybody a liar. I'm just going to say I don't know where that came from. Because first of all, women didn't have a C and D. We still don't have a C and D division. And anyone who knows me knows that I almost never go watch the men. So I wouldn't have been at a men's field watching the men play while women are playing. I've never watched men play while women are playing. I can name the one time at a tournament that I did watch men playing, and that was in Indianapolis, and that was after the 4 women's teams that were there were done playing. So if you know me, you know I always give the same comment about men. I don't care about the men's division. So somewhere in there's a whole bunch of falsehoods and accusations. I'm just clearing it up from my understanding of what I was being accused of. And I do believe I can produce pictures for every one of Black Mamba's championships, that I have a picture of them. And actually, you could probably go find it on my Women's Flag Football Network Facebook page. So I don't know where that was coming from. That's the best that I can address it. At the 1 hour mark, Cho again coming at me saying that these choices, that choice of the fields being located at Celebration, goes back to the director. And I have to say the same thing again. At the hour and 6 minute mark, De'Ara said that I don't come take pictures of our games, which has got to be the most untrue thing that I've ever heard in my life. That's all I do with women is take pictures when I'm able to take. All right, I got another phone call, so I cut off my video. But to state basically that I don't take pictures of our division is crazy. The only time that I don't take, I almost always have my camera. And I can say this, I don't have pictures that I have taken from other divisions, other women's divisions, because I think that's what was being implied during any of the January tournaments. I'm with my 8-on-8 division until it's over with. And usually it's over with at the end of the day, and I'm done for the end of the day, unless I'm asked to do something else. So to say that I don't take pictures, it's disappointing. It's disappointing, but it is inaccurate. All right. And again, I didn't write. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, hour and 14 minute mark. Cho again saying that the director's not fighting for you, and nodding his head like I'm a yes man to Flag Football World Tour. Nodding his head like I'm just doing yes whatever they say. Again, and I think Cho even stated he don't know nothing about me. He didn't know nothing about me until last year, so he don't know nothing about me. So say what he wants. I'm just going to address the facts. 117 hour and 17 mark, which is kind of the most disappointing situation for me. But Rick said that I made a pitch to other teams last year about going to Flag Football World Tour instead of USFTL. And what I told them was that Black Mamas is not going to be there, so they have a chance to win it. That's disappointing as heck, because I'm going to tell you like this. I've known Rick Fobbs since I've been a director. I've been nothing but a fan of Black Mamas and their team and organization. I've had great conversations with Travis. Heck, Each one of them will tell you one of their players is one of my favorite people in the world. When I did my magazine, first magazine I ever did, who was on the cover? Black Mambas. It's kind of disappointing because I have no reason to use Black Mamba in a negative way or anything like that. It's disappointing. That's all I'm going to say. But it's inaccurate. And I challenge Rick, because Rick won't be able to tell you that he heard me say this to anyone. He'll probably tell you that someone told him that. And I just wish, I think it's unfortunate that he didn't come to me and say, hey, Norman, why would you do this or why would you say that, to give me a chance to address it? Because this is over a year ago. So to me, that means that's been in his mind for over a year. And that's what he's been thinking. But he never gave me an opportunity to know what he was thinking. And there's no way that I could know that he's thinking that, or even maybe repeating that to other people. So I can't defend myself because it's being talked about without me knowing about it. But it's an untrue statement, and I challenge anyone to come to me or him, or let's get on a three-way. You know what? I say this, and I've said this before. If somebody tells you I've said or done something, call me. And if I deny it, put them on the phone with us and let's talk about it. I have no problem with getting on a three-way with someone who's accusing me of doing something I didn't do. They may have a problem with it, but I don't. And anybody in the flag football community, for the most part, who's been in for a long time, y'all know how to contact me. Most of y'all got my phone number. You definitely got my email. You definitely know where I'm on social media to send an instant message. So you know how to contact me. So it surprises me that, I wasn't reached out to about a lot of the stuff that we're going over with. I wasn't asked about it. Just a lot of assumptions, accusations, and alternate facts were made, and no one came to me. And what it does is it backs up what my boy said in the beginning. It doesn't matter. People don't care about the facts. They're only going to voice their opinion about if it supports their agenda. So, it's disappointing, for flag football, in which I've given years of my life, much of my money, much of my time to try to promote and try to make a better situation for the women's divisions. And, to get kind of backhanded like that, but it is what it is. People are going to do what they're going to do. I'm not even trying to address that. I'm trying to keep it to the facts. Anyway, I think that I covered the main issues that were said about me personally. Anyone who wants to talk to me about it, we can talk about it. Like I said, I challenge anyone to bring facts to dispute anything that I've said. I'm always game to dispute or to protect myself. Hell, that's it. To protect my reputation. But I'm probably not going to do this social media thing anymore. I can tell you now, I'm going to get backlash. People going to call me whatever they're going to call me. And that's just because, people do what they're going to do. I don't understand. And I can only let my track record, my factual track record, speak for itself. So I'm sorry to some of those players, coaches, or whatever, feel that I'm not doing enough for the 8 women's game. I don't know what to say about that, because I know what I have done, I know what I'm trying to do, and I know what I continue to do. Oh, what was brought up was about my Women's Flag Football Network USA team. And it was kind of brought up, I'm sorry, I don't remember how it was brought up, but basically insinuating that that's where my focus is at. Well, I don't do anything for my Women's USA team while I'm doing 8 women, 8 on 8. And I challenge, again, anyone to prove otherwise. I don't do anything. My team, by the time Nationals comes around in January, my team for that year has already been selected, and we've already competed in 1 or 2 competitions by then. We're not even bringing in a new player. So I don't know. I don't know what was insinuated. I don't know why it was insinuated. So it's really hard for me to kind of protect that or address that. But one thing has nothing to do with the other. And as far as I'm working for Flag Football World Tour in January, 8 women's division, and that's what I do. I work for that division, and I try to promote it and make it as fair, fun as possible. So, that's all I got to say. Guys, take it how you want to take it. But again, like I said, like me or not, hit me up. Send me an email. I want to send a shout out to Toast, because quickly on our relationship, me and Toast don't talk. I don't specifically know why, but we don't talk. So for him to say facts about what he got from me and state the facts, I appreciate that. That's all I ask for. You might not agree with something that I did or don't do it, whatever, but let's stick to the facts. Just stick to the facts. Anyway, I'm gone. Thanks.